Drill is a wild genre. From dissing ops to talking about real crimes that actually happen in the streets, anything is fair game. Here's a look at some of the wildest drill lyrics that have actually happened in real life. Man got hit trying to get something to eat. THF Billa, Factors Remix. THF Billa is a rapper from the south side of Chicago who's affiliated with the THF gang, aka Trigger Happy Family. They're a crew made up of several smaller sets of larger gangs, mainly BDs and Mickey Cobras, with a few GDs and Black P Stones thrown in. THF is allied with 600 and O Block, as well as a variety of GD sets and beef with 051, MOB, Tukaville, Jarl City, and a few other sets. In this bar, THF Billa is talking about Can't Get Right, aka STL Man, a member of the STL EBT set of the GDs who was shot outside a chicken and fish shop in 2018. If you've seen our previous videos on Chicago Drill, you know about the war that's been going on between the O Block set of the BDs and the STL EBT set of the GDs, aka Tukaville. Man was just another casualty in this bloody war. He was known for being FBG Duck's right-hand man, who was also shot in the same incident but survived. On June 15, 2018, Man was at a takeout restaurant called Choices on East 63rd Street in Chicago, a favorite spot of the FBG crew. On the way out, he and FBG Duck were ambushed by two gunmen. Man, along with an innocent bystander named Troy Hampton, who was sweeping the street, were killed, and FBG Duck was shot but lived. The whole thing was captured on nearby surveillance cameras. In the footage, you can see bullets start flying as Man and Troy Hampton use the nearby vehicle as a shield. The shooters then run up from off camera, one of them shoots the innocent witness, and then both finish off Man who's lying on his back on the sidewalk. Even though the shooting was caught on camera, no one was ever arrested for the murder, although it was rumored to be two members of O Block. It's not clear whether the shooting was direct retaliation for something that Man did, or whether he was just another casualty in the ongoing feud between STL and O Block. Man is rumored to have been responsible for the killing of an O Block member named Chino. Allegedly, Chino entered OP territory to visit some of his family members in an area called No Love City. Man, along with two members of the TW set of the GDs, named Poppy and TB, spotted Chino as they were driving and shot him from the car. Man was also rumored to be responsible for the killing of an O Block member named Big A, but this rumor ended up being false. Big A was allegedly responsible for the murder of KI, a female shooter from the STL EBT set. Initially, it was rumored that FBG Brick spotted Big A and told her brother GI where he was at. GI just happened to be with Man at the time, and many thought they were responsible for his death, but court documents later revealed that Big A was actually killed in a shootout with 3 ops in an unrelated incident. So it's possible that Man was killed over a false rumor, but it's also possible that the shooters caught him lacking and decided to ambush him because of his affiliation. Even if he wasn't actually responsible for some of the murders he's been tied to, he was still close with some of the top members of FBG, like Wooski and Duck, which made him an automatic target. The tragic thing was that Man seemed to be trying to turn his life around before he was killed. He got a legal job and was trying to leave the streets alone. But in Chirac, the ops don't care if you're trying to lead a game. If they catch you lacking, they show no mercy. But if you thought that was crazy, this next artist raps about a pair of twins he grew up with who were both killed on the same day. Came and left the same day, RIP the twins. A King's Nightmare, Polo G. Polo G is a rapper from the Marshall Fields Apartments in Chicago. He's allegedly affiliated with a set called 1300 Sedville TTG, which reps both Mickey Cobras and Vice Lords. The set is actually an alliance of two smaller sets, 1300 Tim Gang, associated with the Vice Lords, and 1300 Snakebite of the Mickey Cobras. Polo G is known to shout out Tim in his songs, leading many to believe he mainly reps the Vice Lords. Polo G is one of the hottest up-and-coming rappers currently in the game, earning himself a #1 on the Billboard charts with Rap Star and a Lil Wayne feature on the track Gang Gang. The rapper has a sound that is more lyrical and melodic than traditional drill, but he still comes from the birthplace of the genre and his music contains similar themes. In this bar, Polo is talking about the twin brother of his friend Lil Wooski, who was shot and killed on the same day. Lil Wooski, or 1300 Wooski, not to be confused with FBG Wooski from STL EBT, is one of Polo G's close friends who's also from the same neighborhood. Lil Wooski had two brothers, Edwin and Edward, who were both tragically killed on the same day at just 17 years old. Edwin and Edward Bryant were standing on the 1300 block of North Hudson Avenue when they were shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Edward was in his junior year at Marshall High School and a star player on the team. At 6'5" tall, he had several college recruits with an eye on him already. Edwin also played ball growing up, but quit after middle school. Neither of the two brothers had any known gang affiliations, but some of the people they were with at the time did, which may have caused the shooting. On the track Die a Legend, Polo also raps, Lil Wooski lost his brothers, he gon' get them niggas hell, revealing that after the twins got killed, Wooski really started turning up in the streets. It's gotta be pretty tough losing two brothers on the same day, especially because they were just athletes and not gang affiliated. But in Chicago, anything can happen in the blink of an eye. Just standing on the wrong block with the wrong people can get you caught in the line of fire. But Polo G is far from the only rapper to speak about dead friends in his music. This next artist raps about the moment he found out one of his homies had been shot outside a recording studio. Got that call from G Gotti like LA was hit. Worst memory tribute to LA Capone, Tay 600. Tay 600 is a rapper affiliated with the 600 sets of the BDs. 600 is allied with O-Block in the ongoing war with the GDs on the south side. In this bar, he's speaking on the death from another rapper from 600 named LA Capone, who's also Tay 600's brother. LA Capone was a major part of the early drill scene and was cool with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and Rondo No. 9. He was well known around the south side for being a funny dude who was good with the ladies, and many thought that he would be the next big drill star to blow up. But despite having a promising career as a rapper and graduating high school as an honor student, LA Capone was drawn into the street life. He was known for repping GDK in his music, a term that means you beef with the GDs. His constant disrespect to the GDs ended up getting him shot when he was just 16 years old, but he survived this shooting after undergoing surgery and managed to make a full recovery. After that, he decided to take his music more seriously and started dropping collaborations with Rondo No. 9 that put up serious numbers. On one of these tracks, Play for Keeps, LA Capone continued his disrespect of the GDs, rapping, "Shondell, how the hot shit feel?" referencing Shondell Gregory, aka Tuka, who was a 15-year-old member of the STO EBT set of the GDs who was shot back in 2011. LA Capone was a major target for all the disses he put out and the reputation he had built for himself in the city. Like many up-and-coming rappers coming out of Chicago, LA Capone's life was cut short after OPPS got the drop on him outside a recording studio. On September 26, 2013, LA Capone was leaving the studio when he was ambushed by a shooter as he was looking for his ride home. He was in an alley near 70th Street and Stony Island Avenue when a gunman approached him on foot and shot him 4 times, hitting him in the thigh and lower back. LA had just turned 17, and it was almost a year to the day since the last time he'd been shot. He was brought to the hospital to undergo surgery, but had lost so much blood that he was later pronounced dead. Police ended up arresting 3 men for the murder, and they all eventually confessed. Surprisingly, the killers were not members of the GDs, but of another gang known to beef with 600 called the 051 Melly Gang, a set of the Mickey Cobras. Many people thought that LA Capone had been killed for repping GDK and disrespecting Tuka on a track with millions of views, but it turned out that his death was just payback for the murder of a dude named 051 Fathead, who was allegedly killed by a 600 member named C-Day. LA Capone was one of 600's most well-known and popular rappers, so they killed him as a way to send a message to the rest of the gang. 3 members of 051 were arrested and charged with first-degree murder: Lil Mick, Rockhead, and Miko. According to the cops, once they were brought in, they all started confessing to the crime. Lil Mick is believed to be the shooter and was eventually sentenced to 60 years in prison for the murder. Rockhead ended up getting 24 years and Miko was sentenced to 45. It's been rumored that LA Capone was set up that night by someone in the studio, but this was never proven. It does seem like a targeted hit, so it isn't hard to believe that it may have been a setup. Tay 600's track Worst Memory is a tribute to the fallen 600 members, where he recalls hearing of the news that the artist was killed. G Gotti is a 600 affiliate and the former girlfriend of Rondo No. 9, who Tay 600 reveals was the one who called him about LA Capone's death. LA's death was a major blow to 600, as many thought that he would be the next big star to rep the set on a national level. Around the same time that LA was killed, Rondo No. 9 was arrested for the murder of a cab driver named Javon Boyd, who was shot 7 times while waiting for a passenger. Rondo was later convicted of the murder and sentenced to 39 years in prison. Ironically, he's serving his time in the Menard Correctional Center along with fellow 600 member C-Day and none other than Lil Mick, LA's killer. LA Capone's death and Rondo's arrest were major blows for 600 on the rap scene, but at least they had dudes like 600 Breezy and Tay 600 to carry on the legacy, as well as 600 allies like Keef and Durk. To bring it all full circle, THF Billa actually mentions the hit on 051 Fats that allegedly led to LA Capone's death on the Factors remix mentioned earlier in this video. Fats wanna walk to the store with a bitch, the van busted a U, then he got his ass switched. THF Billa, Factors remix. In June 2012, 051 Fats, aka 051 Fathead, was walking to the corner store with his cousin. As they were walking, a gray van pulled up and the driver and passengers were staring right at them. Fats and his cousin kept walking until the dudes in the car started firing off shots. Fats was killed, but the cousin survived and was able to identify the shooter as the passenger in the vehicle. Fats was allegedly killed in the ongoing beef between 051 Money Gang and 600. C-Day from 600 is said to be the killer and did it in retaliation for the murders of 600 members Shaq and Tricks. Fathead was only 15 at the time and was not believed to be behind either of the murders, but rumors have gone around that Fathead was claiming credit for Shaq's murder. Either C-Day believed him, or he just killed him to prove a point about claiming bodies for clout. It's also been rumored that LA Capone may have been with C-Day the night they shot Fathead, which is why Lil Mick, Rockhead, and Miko targeted him outside the studio. C-Day ended up going down with Rondo in 2014 for the murder of Javon Boyd and is currently serving a 38-year prison sentence. The beef between 051 and 600 is one of the deadliest in Chiraq history. It's cooled off a bit in recent years, and there haven't been any more bodies reported that are directly related to the war. But the two sets are still hostile to each other and could reignite at any moment over a diss or situation in the streets.